welcome to episode 2. I am so happy to have you here with us today. And hello and welcome. This is Angel Chestnut Studio, and this is my multi-passionate lifestyle brand where I teach nostalgic, creative Gen X creators, solopreneurs, and crafty creatives who love travel, who make moments, create memories, and do so on a budget. If this is your first time here, I'm Angel Chestnut, a professional photographer, cinematographer, and public relations specialist. I'm also a certified professional life coach, and I am doing all of this as a self-care advocate in the Northern Virginia area, just outside of DC. If you're not following me on socials, hop on over to Instagram where you can find me at Angel Chestnut Studio and connect with me on LinkedIn at Angel-Chestnut. So, I'm hoping that this is your second time here with us. And if not, again, I am super proud of this logo. I don't know about y'all, but being a creative, I don't have the natural inclination to think of things. And so I had to do a lot of observing. And when I came up with my brand colors, I wanted to make sure they reflected the things that I like, the things that you see a lot of in my brand to offer you. And so here it is. Look at that. Now, before we get started in our episode, I'm going to do a little bit of house cleaning. You will see some links and products recommendations, and I do have the links up in the video description. They are affiliate links, which means that if you decide to check out the product and then eventually buy the product, I get a small commission. So it helps us grow, it helps support the channel, and it also helps support our brand. Now that we've cleared that out of the way, I want to talk about today's episode. So as a visual storyteller, it sounds all fancy, but really is basically putting your stories, your day-to-day in video form. And there are a lot of myths. So today's episode are my top 3 myth busters when it comes to visual storytelling. So again, hello, my fellow crafty creators. I am thrilled to be your chief memory maker mentor, and my passion is helping you tell compelling stories through visual content, even if it's on a tight budget. And let me tell you, my budget is delusional. I am every day just trying to figure out how to do this thing, but I also want to do it for you in a very classy manner. And the products and services that I offer, well, I advocate doing everything in a practical way. I am pricey but worth it, and I really feel like if you work with me, you're going to get more, and our goal is to exceed your expectations. So today I'm going to share the top 3 myth busters and practical tips for mastering visual storytelling. Right off the bat, myth number 1: you need expensive tools to create great stories. And I can tell you right now, well, you can, just starting off, if you want to go that route, good on you. I prefer starting in a more practical way, and I have my phone actually playing white noise so that the other folks here in the studio area have a little bit of barrier between me talking to y'all. The way they make smartphones and the cameras, you could just start on your smartphone. And to be honest, although I am an iOS iPhone person, I find myself gravitating more towards my friends' Galaxies, so the Android-based, those cameras, the mics, everything is just fantastic. You don't really need a whole lot. I also have and they take up my music in the background, but I am using a lavalier microphone. And I'm going to put it on really quick. And you're going to see it sounds a little bit muffled. I really don't like that, but it gives a little bit more of a polished and a less pitchy sound. It's more uniform across the board. But these, I purchased this on Amazon. I will have a link to it. I think it was $15, maybe $20. And so I will have the link below in the description. But again, yeah, you do not need a plethora of expensive tools to get started. While I do have a DSLR camera, my first DSLR, and that will be linked in the description. I did a lot of research, and I wanted the ones that are going to have a lower learning curve. Now, I am a technically inclined person, but certain things need to flow. But after trying out Canon and Nikon, I'm a Sony girl. My very first Sony camera that was a digital camera was the Sony Mavica. I thought I was everything, and it had the floppy disk, and I should have gone with the flash drive. But the floppy disk one was cheaper. That camera was over $1,000. But I still have it somewhere in storage, and I could not. This was 2000. We don't have to do all of that. You can get point and shoot cameras. They still have the hoop, and I have one over there. I can't get it. A wind up camera. They're coming back. You get a surprise. You don't know what you took the picture of, so really make you very selective of what you snapped. And I do think that there is an artistry to that. So while I do have a more robust version of my DSLR, once I went to photography school, it came with the tuition, y'all. I had that for years, but I found that it gets too much attention. So when I'm traveling, I went to this point and shoot. It's a Sony ZV-1. It's a vlogging camera. You can do a very crisp video with it as well. And I did not take time to learn this thing. I just started using it. It's been now a year. And I have a shotgun mic. I did a little research. I have a shotgun mic mounted on the top, and the shotgun mount is broke. And my granddaughter's graduation a couple months ago, I just got this. The mount cost $7, but it was just the idea that it broke. And I'm using washi tape to kind of keep it because it just snaps on both sides. I just don't want to buy another one. Another tool that's very handy is this mini Joby. So look at this. I have to beat this thing up. Joby tripod. And what I like about this tripod, it has I don't know if you can see that. It has a level. So it lets you know what your image is gonna look like you're framing. It helps with the framing. You use the grid. Your iPhones have the grid function too. And I'm dead center, but I like to do dynamic framing. What I mean by that is I will step off to the side and have negative space. It's backwards, y'all. So negative space. It just gives a little more flavor. I'm also mindful of watching things off the top of my head. So I'm sitting in the middle because I'm kind of framed by my DIY studio right here. This against this part right here, this is wrapping paper, y'all. I paid a couple dollars for this. This was on clearance, and I like the colors. It went with my brand, and I got it. Oh goodness, this thing is flipped. It's getting on my nerves. This white thing to give me some structure. This is a shawl. This is a white shawl I bought from a vintage store. It cost about $15. This greenery, you don't know it's fake. I got this from Michael's. This is all of their summer greenery that is 50% off, and the little pieces I stuck in there that go along with my brand. That shelf, Five and Below right here. And then I just have like photo frames of my grandchildren there, and all of this greenery. This stuff is on sale, y'all. We do not have to have that because I'm on the road. I don't have access to my studio, so I had to make one. The light that's lighting me right now, I have two of them. I have some fill light. Backwards. I have some fill light coming from that side, and I have a ring light. It's a clip-on ring light. Again, I will have that link in my bio. Got that from Amazon as well. And the last thing I wanted to talk about is when you are using external storage. This is why I like that Sony ZV-1. It forces you to not store too many pictures. You have to dump this thing. I have a system in place. I dump that stuff every day. And I have and we learned this at film school. This is a 32 gigabyte card. I love this card. This card is like 7 years old. And I have lost the little thing on the side, so it's past its lock. I'm gonna go to the Photoshop and see if I can get another one. But these are expensive. But this thing has lasted me 7 years. It's rugged, it's robust, and the upload speed is pretty fast. Another thing I wanted to talk about is having an external drive that is, again, I drop stuff. So this is a LaCie, and I will have this. I will have this in my shop, my Amazon link. This is a LaCie. You can use it for Mac and Windows base. I have dropped these things. And why do you need these need it ruggedized? That disc is glass and it will break. And when it breaks, you can't get your stuff off of there. So you want something that's rugged, that's going to stand the test of time. And I only use 2 terabytes. You do 4, you can get them bigger. I just find that when you have the larger drives, you put more stuff on it and you're less apt to pull the information off. The last line of defense I have is a Dropbox account. Dropbox is so slow. It is so painfully slow. This is why I like this with the USB-C. It's got some oomph to it. It's super fast. The amount of time it takes me to get it to Dropbox is just 10 times as slow. So right now, I am just using 2 ways of backing it up on my laptop and in the external drive. It's good to have 3, 1 virtual. Myth number 2. Visual storytelling is only for big brands. Busted. Solopreneurs, creatives, individuals who want to get your stories out there. I got news for you. These brands, they want user-generated content and they want authenticity. So that's why I had to get out of my own way and just launch this channel. It's a little bit of a mess. I'm a little bit of a mess. It's on brand. Life has been life in 2024. I would say middle finger to you. I'm not going to offend everybody, but that's how I feel about this year. So let your authenticity show through. And a lot of times, even if it's not for brands or you just want to have your family catch up on what year going on, I got a tearful phone call today. Again, I'm going to shout out my sister Connie. She checked out my stuff. She knows the struggle and she is super proud of me. And I'm telling y'all, the most simplest things that we can do in sharing our journey inspires other people. I'm always taken aback when people like my Dr. Ivana Villarreal, I'm going to shout her out. She has been my partner in this wellness journey I've been on since 2012. I am so happy I found her because when I tell you I was going through it, I was going through it. And that was coming off of an active duty career in the Marine Corps that ended after 20 years on recruiting duty. I had a baby on my hip. I had my granddaughter. She was just starting to walk. My son was still in college. My mom suddenly passed away while I was on terminal leave. A year later, my aunt passed away. 2 years after that, my brother passed away tragically. And I had no time to come up for air. So by 2012, I looked great because I kept trying to work out to feel better. And all I was doing was putting more strain on my adrenals. And I just was tired, wired, half crazy, and didn't know what was going on with my body. And I found Dr. Ivana Villarreal. And I'm telling y'all, in the next phase of Angel Chestnut Studio, we have, this is something I've been working on for 3 years. I actually been working on the concept of fasting the word for 12 years. And that is the joy and the blessing that integrative medicine has been for me. I won't go into what integrative medicine is, and I'm hoping to get Dr. Villarreal on here so she can explain what her practice is all about and hopefully inspire others to seek out that type of care. It doesn't have to be exactly what's laid out, but in that realm where you're combining Western medicine traditionally, what that we know, with ancient, tried and true methods of indigenous folks all around the world. This stuff is proven. There's a reason why certain cultures are currently in the top oldest populations worldwide. That's not by mistake. That is by design, and I swear by it. And I do believe in a marriage between the two so that you're getting the best of both worlds. So, again, myth number 3, visual storytelling is only for big brands. That is a total myth. Busted. Everyone has a story to tell. And while you may think that your stories are mundane, it's not inspiring to others, you're pouring into others without even knowing it. Why not share it? Why not give joy to someone? Especially if it's something where you transform. And that's why Angel Chestnut Studio is the place for you if you're looking for a transformation. One of the things that I want to impart in you is a mindset of yes, you can do it, yes, you matter, and yes, you have value, and sharing that can help and bless others. So no, you do not have to be a large brand to tell your stories effectively. Myth number 3, and this is a big one I hear. A professional website is too expensive. Let me tell y'all something. They have ways that you can make a website for free on Canva. I didn't know this. Let me explain to you. I've had Canva for 10 years. I just got my certificate. I was a 1,000 um, creator certificate. I really wish I would have known that. This would have been saving bank. But I use Squarespace, and I'm hoping to partner with Squarespace. When I first started in my photography journey, I followed these creators, Chelsea, their last name is Northrop, and I bought their book, and I'm going to find it and I'm going to link it. If you want to start your photography journey, that their book was awesome. And they were always talking about Squarespace, and I finally checked it out. The easy flow of their templates, getting my website online. I hired someone. I just redid my website for the second time since then, because this is almost 10 years in on the journey. I wanted to get a template. I saw the price of that new template where I would have had to start a brand new membership and I needed X amount of money up front. I'm like, no, I will just do that template in the inspirational layout that I have seen. It took me probably about a week and I'm still tweaking it. And it's been months. I started this earlier in this year and I just went hot on my website a few days ago. Um, it's you don't need a whole bunch of money for the basic plan. It is $16 a month. I used a business plan because I have a store and it used to all be included in the business plan, but they have business and they have to upgrade those freebies that they have included. So you do not, it doesn't have to be expensive. You can get your websites done by sites like Wix, um, WordPress, I think will let you do one for free. You don't have to pay, y'all. Don't think it has to be all the bells and whistles. You just need to get your who, what, when, where, and why on your website, and people want to see your portfolio. They want to read your about. They even have ways for you to do your link in bio for free. I'm telling y'all, you do not need to break the bank to have a polished professional addition to your LinkedIn profile. So that myth is out the window. And I just showed you multiple examples of how you can do this and not kill your pockets. So if you really want to learn a little bit more about visual storytelling and learn tips, wait a minute, little thing though. It dropped over to it dropped. I can't get it. I don't want to mess up my framing. But I have tools, tips, and techniques to help you elevate your visual storytelling. I have an ebook coming. I have a workshop coming. So go ahead. If you do nothing more, going over to www.angelchestnut.com. I'm going to put this up here on my screen. Bear with me. Angelchestnut.com and subscribe to our newsletter. Bear with me. If you want to learn a little bit more about me, go on over to my website, and that ain't what I want to click on. Y'all play too much. Click on my bio, learn a little bit about who I am, where I came from, and why I do what I do. I'm very passionate about visual storytelling, and like I said on the previous video, I believe that we have an obligation to tell our stories, share our stories, and make it so that our descendants can find us when we become the ancestors. It sounds a little morose, but I really have taken a lot of joy. I am an avid genealogist. It took me 24 years, but I know that I now have a great-grandfather who was one of the first 4 Black elected officials to Congress in the state of South Carolina during Reconstruction. Number 2, he was a trial justice. Number 3, he was listed as illiterate. And the very first bill that he passed was Literacy Act. And his land is part of the national park of the Congaree National Park down there in Hopkins, South Carolina. So I'm telling y'all, had he not been someone who made it so that I can find him, I would have never known this. I always felt a strong affiliation to my ancestors, but finding out that I have a historical figure who was my 4th great grandfather, I could not. I'm like, okay. His ex-wife, my 4th great grandmother Hager, I found her oh my goodness, talk about it, makes me cry. She was an enslaved woman. She died, a landowner who passed her land on to her son. I held in my hand the book of her transfer of 109 acres to her son, the son of my fourth great grandfather, Isaac Goodson. They both had the same name. They thought it was him, the senior, but I really believe she transferred that property to her son because she had a husband uh, who had given her some land. So I believe that that's the son. This is a woman who was listed as property of someone. And when I tell you that seeing that document, part of a will, listed as someone's property, it took me out for like 6 weeks. I had to stop it. It was too much. Very shocking. But having this documentation meant that someone like me, over 100 years later, can find it. And telling our stories will leave that visual timestamp for us to leave our legacy and tell our stories authentically. Authentically. We have traversed some historical times with that pandemic. We're still kind of in it. People are still getting sick with COVID, and we have to be mindful of that as well. But again, these are historical events that we have managed to traverse through, and we should share those type of things. So I have a free visual storytelling guide. Again, it's going to be dropped in my newsletter. So go ahead and subscribe to the newsletter. Go on over to angelchestnut.com. When you get the pop down, go ahead and subscribe. Also, I got to mention our merch. We got to do a merch call, y'all. So I took a lot of time, took several months to come up with these products. I got something for my Philly Jones. I'm a Philly girl. I'm a Gen X girl in the digital world. And so my shop kind of reflects that. I have mugs. I have tumblers. The white Philly John and the black Philly John tumbler I want. I haven't even ordered it yet. I have 2 third-party shippers that I ship through. I've had my family testing my products. Shout out to my girl Tommy. I was wanting her to go test drive my website site for the user experience, and she was buying stuff. It was hilarious. So go on over there, check our shop out. We have stickers. We have t-shirts. We have sweatshirts. We have a design I'm going to be debuting in my next interview. My next episode is a design that my granddaughter and I hired her on to develop the emoji that you see in the design, and I'm super proud of it. And I'm just going to play a little bit of my little commercial here. Where to go? Bear with me. Bear with me. Here we go. And hopefully this background music is not too loud. I'm already over the time I want to go. Goodness. So y'all check this out. So this is the design. Y'all ready?
We have a great product in the shop that we're excited to share with you. Check it out on our site.
I just love it. I love it, love it, love it. So to recap, just remember that authenticity matters. You do not have to have expensive visual storytelling tools to showcase your authenticity and share your stories with the world. Social media is your ally, but having your stories also on your own platform is key. It's yours, you own it, and you can capture it in a very budget-friendly manner, and you do not have to break the bank. I talked about tools you can use that you can find on Amazon. I talked about ways you can store your content on external drives and develop a system to get them off your phones and onto devices so that you can either print a hard copy book, you can make products, you can make things with it. I love to make stickers. In my next episode, I'm also going to be going into DIY crafts where you can make your version of these traveler's notebooks. We're talking about craft paper and paper to put inside in the stapler, y'all. This thing cost me $8. I think altogether what I'm going to be using will probably go to $2. And you decorate it. Stickers, stamps, the whole 9 yards. So I cannot wait to do that. And I can't leave without talking about our membership. So we have 2 memberships for our crafty creators. One is the Memory Maker Club. It's going to be $10. I'm looking for my banner right now. It's going to be $10. And every time I click this, it's acting like I need to show it. Here we go. For my crafty creators, I miss crops. I miss getting together with friends and getting my memories into books. So we're going to be doing that. So if this is your jam, you found your tribe, going over and sign up for it. I haven't launched it yet. I've got to work on the copy for the page. It's coming. The best thing to do is to sign up for the newsletter and put memory makers. And that way I can put you in the queue, because what I'm going to be doing is sending newsletters specifically for y'all. Also, I have a guide for those of y'all if photo shoots, excuse me, we are responsible around here. I drink my water, and photo shoots drive you nuts. I have a free guide for you to prep you for photo shoots that'll help you be prepared and in the right mindset so you have a fantastic photo shoot. Sign up for the newsletter, you get that for free, and you have options. Click on memory keeping. Now, my other membership that's coming is I'm holding the title for the big grand announcement. I worked on this thing for years. I have a total of 15 or 20 episodes that I had sketched out. I was going to launch it on a different channel, and it just didn't happen. So it's going to be covered under this umbrella. And on YouTube, it just be playlist. So that's going to be a $20 membership. I'm working with the pricing. I think a $20 membership is going to be appropriate, because in addition to what you get for the Memory Maker Club, if that's your jam too, I'm going to be having paid professionals come in and give you professional advice. And the first episode we have of the shoot is going to be talking about a phase of life that just about all my friends are either in, about to be in, or have already gone through it, and that's menopause. And it's time to just remove that stigma of it. It's a natural part of life. And I'm telling you right now, a lot of that stuff that you've heard about it, you don't have to be fearful of having the conversation, so you can get the things you need so that you have the quality of life that you deserve. So another thing is, sometimes we don't like our kids. We may love them, but we don't like them. We're going to be talking about it. So if my child, my son, who is, I love you, but I'm in a phase of life where it's kind of like, and I know y'all can relate. That's the type of stuff that we talk about in there. Also, microaggressions and the phase of life where we're in our petty auntie phase, where we're throwing shade, because when we came up, when we had that shade, baby, we didn't do the sneak this, and we did it direct. So I'm in my petty auntie phase, and so I ain't forgot. There's certain things I just haven't forgot about. And those are the type of things we talk about, because sometimes, hey, we're not the bigger person. We're not. And I really, some people kind of look at me as principal. Stop doing that. I am Pat T. I'm still working with, when people say I inspire them, child, my life is a mess. I'm just trying to make it. We build this plane as it's flying, okay? So please don't be putting me up there. Stop doing that. I'm a normal, regular, round-the-way girl who's just trying to make it and figure out how to help others and bring it along. And shout out to my dear friend Candace. She was like, stop giving that information for free. This was when I first got out. So this is a business. So when you contact us, if you've got value propositions to put forth in our contact us page, please look at what we're about and kind of respect what you're offering is aligned. If you are trying to catch up with me on some Black Planet, Christian Meat, Christian Mingle, 20th Fish, or whatever those platforms are, that's not the place for you, because I will send out a cease and desist, and I will not be polite. That's my business. I spent a lot of blood, sweat, and tears developing it, and I'm really trying to get out here as a businesswoman. I'm an entrepreneur. Been doing this since 2013, and don't be contacting me on that if it's on a personal thing. People who are supposed to be in touch with me are. Told you I'm petty, but I'm also direct. And last but not least, don't forget to stop past our shop. I have down there, if you don't see any merch that you like, you can support the channel by clicking on the Buy Me a Coffee link. It starts at $5. I'm trying to upgrade my equipment. I've got a campaign going. Help us get there, please. And just by watching, liking, subscribing, and sharing, you are supporting. And as always, I'm truly grateful to have you here. I'm here to serve you. And my name is Angel Chestnut, and we are Angel Chestnut Studio. And thank you for watching. I'm going to play my outro now if I can find it. I told y'all I'm a mouse. I told y'all. It's like, goodness gracious, it's supposed to be in my folder, y'all. Where did you go? Holy smokes. Is it down here? Because I put this banner together, honey. I'm going to play it. I don't want to play this in my brand. This is in my brand. Goodness gracious. Okay, so thank you for watching.